humans have contributed a great deal to our problems with climate change. However, before I can elaborate on this, you might want to know a little bit about the basics of climate. First off, there's photosynthesis, which is the process by which green plants use sunlight to synthesize foods from carbon dioxide and water. In the process, there are two parts, the light reaction and the Calvin cycle. In the light reaction, there are two inputs, sun energy and H2O. These produce ATP, NADPH, and oxygen. In the Calvin cycle, there are three inputs, ATP, NAPH, and carbon dioxide. These produce ADP, NADP+, and glucose. Now that we have photosynthesis out of the way, I'll explain a little bit about the carbon cycle. The cycle starts when plants convert carbon dioxide in the atmosphere into oxygen. In doing so, they provide primary consumers with oxygen, but they also give off a little bit of carbon dioxide through respiration. After receiving oxygen, primary consumers give off most of it as carbon dioxide through respiration. Also, when they are eaten by secondary consumers, their dead bodies actually give off some carbon dioxide as well through respiration. Then after that, same thing happens to the secondary consumer. They just give off carbon dioxide through respiration. That covers the natural part of the carbon cycle, but now humans come into play. Anything that requires the burning of fossil fuels, such as factories and cars, produces a lot of carbon dioxide. Along with burning fossil fuels, humans have been converting land for forestry and agriculture, and this has also produced a large amount of carbon dioxide. Both of these human activities have produced a large amount of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide. This is worrying because the buildup of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has led to an enhancement of the natural greenhouse effect. It is this human-induced enhancement of the greenhouse effect that is of concern because ongoing emissions of greenhouse gases have the potential to warm the planet to levels that have never been experienced in the history of human civilization. Such climate change could have far-reaching and/or unpredictable environmental, social, and economic consequences. Specifically, a warming climate can bring changes that can affect our water supplies, agriculture, power and transportation systems, the natural environment, and even our own health and safety. Changes in climate could have significant impacts on food production around the world. At lower latitudes, cereal crop yields are projected to decrease. The greatest decreases in crop yields will likely occur in dry and tropical regions. In some African countries, for example, yields from rain-fed agriculture in drought years could decline as much as 50% by 2020. Compared to Africa, the North Pole is experiencing widespread, rapid ice melting. This is particularly devastating to the habitats of Arctic species such as the polar bear. As a result of this, polar bears are now on the verge of extinction. After hearing about the effects of climate change, something needs to be done. Go out and take action.